So last class we are talking about the JavaScript operator. We talk about the two type of operator, the arithmetical operator and an assignment operator. We say we use this we said that we use this operator to perform the computation and comparison operation in JavaScript. And we talk about different type of the example of arithmetical operator like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and the word modulus. We also talk about the assignment operator. And also, we were able to design a simple JavaScript page that perform a simple calculation by using some of this particular operator. And the page is called a simple calculator page, which we created in the last class. On that simple calculator page, we are able to do to design a HTML page that can that contain a 4 different button for different type of the calculation here now. So you have a button for addition, subtraction, multiplication. So which means that if you have a website that is going to involve performing different type of the calculation, you have an idea of how to be able to use the JavaScript to carry out those operations. Like this operator now, we're able to specify the JavaScript code that is going to carry out the addition operation. When we create a function like this in JavaScript, and the function we call it a get plus function. This one is taking value from the HTML page, the first number user input, and this takes the second value from HTML page, and we're able to store them in two different variables we already prepared in JavaScript. We carry out the addition here by using this plus sign here, and we're able to send the output back to another element on our HTML page. So this shows how we can use this operator we call arithmetical operator, assignment operator, and also we also talk about the arithmetical assignment operator too. So today now we are moving further to go into what we call a comparison operator. A comparison operator. There are sometimes when we are building a website, our website may involve implementing the decision making. Maybe for example now, we design a website, we say that for anybody that go to have access to our website, their age must not be less than 18. So how can we compare the age the user input on our form into the one we already specified? To be able to carry out that kind of operation, we call the operation comparison operation. That is, we have to try to compare the two value. Apart from that again, if you are building e-commerce site and want to give a customer a discount, we are now specify that for every customer that bought their total amount of their product is above 50,000, they will get a discount of 10%. So if you are going to implement this, we still need to do to make sure we implement what we call a comparison operator, because we have to try to compare the total amount of the product the customer buy with the total amount of the value what we specify. So to be able to compare the total amount of the product the customer buy with the total amount of the value what we specify, that means there is going to be the need for us to do to understand how we can be able to perform that kind of comparison. And to implement any comparison operation in our JavaScript, there are different type of the operator they already make available for that. So those operators are used to compare two value, and they can perform an action on the basis of the result of this particular two value. Now, one of the operators that are available is what we call the less than operator. The second one is called greater than operator. While we also have less than and greater than, we also have greater than and less than, we have equal to, and we also have not equal to operators. All these are the different type of the operator we can use for comparison. You can see some example we have here now. When we initially define that the age of our student is 20, and here now we are now having different way of comparing that particular student age using what we call comparison operator. Like for example here now, if I put all this particular the age value here, I can say that the age is 20 here. That is when I use my variable here. And when I declare the age value as 20, here now is the number of age greater than 20. If I say age greater than 20, I'm talking about the age that start from 21 and above. And when I say age less than what? 20 years, I'm talking about the age that start from 19 below. Even though less than zero, negative numbers included. If I talk about the age less than equal to 20, this now start from 20 to what? Below 2. And when we talk about, sorry, so when we talk about the age greater than equal to 20, this start from the 21 and above. Do you get now? Like here now, say what? Start from what? 20 and above. Okay, start from 20 and what? And above. This start from 20 and above. Why we say this one start from 20 and below. Why this one we said that what? Start from 19 and what? Below. And this one here we say what? The age must be start from what? 21 and what? And above. So this is it. And when we now come down here, now that means we are talking about the age, which is what? Age must be equal to what? 20. That is it. Now this one is. So it's only single value. And this one again, age not equal to 20. That means what? Okay, it can be, this one can be above 20 or below 20. So these are the meaning of each of these particular operator. As you say, this one is less than, this one is, sorry, this one is greater than, while this one is what? Is less than. And this is less than equal to, why this is greater than equal to, and why this is equal to, and this is not equal to. All these are the different type of the word operator. So most of the time when we are going to design some application, they can give you some statement in normal algebra expression like this. They say okay, quantity above 400. When there's something like quantity above 400, because that's what most of the management that want you to design the code be telling you. They give you some statement, they expect you to write it, express it in what? In JavaScript expression code. Quantity above 20, this one mean greater than, so the quantity above 400 mean greater than 400. When you say order is below 400, okay, order is 400 below. That means starting from 400 and below, that's going to be less than equal to 400. When you say order is below 400 now, that means less than 400. You can see there's a difference between order is 400 below, that's two value. Order is 400 below, it means that what? You must start from what? 400. When the order is below 400, that means anything less than 400. 400 is not included. And sex must be what? Male. That means the value for the sex must be what? Must be equal to what? Male. Exactly. And when you say height not more than 550, height not more than 550, that means height must be what? Less than or equal to 5 feet. As long as it's not more than what? 5 feet. Height must be less than equal to 5, because if you put 6, it is more than 5 feet. If you put 8, it is more than 5 6. But if you put what? 4, it's not more than what? 5 feet. That is below 5 feet. So you must try to understand the way they are putting most of this for the logical expression, so that you're able to know which one is the appropriate one comparison of expression you are going to use. Because using the comparison expression, you are using it to build different type of condition. All these are the condition. For example now, you can have some other condition like this. These are what you call conditional statement. Condition. These are conditional statement again. Conditional statement and any statement that can return true or false in a what? In coding. Any statement that return true or false what we refer to as conditional statement. For example now, we have seen some of them. If I come there and say that what? The I put this one, I say what? Okay, I say what? Okay, I say yes. I use candidate want to apply for the job, the criteria, and I say what? Qualification. Qualification now must be equal to, I put what? BSc. BSc like this. You can see that's one condition. Now they say what? The age for that person must know, must be greater than what? Okay, the age must be greater than what? 23. This is another condition. You can see now. They can come down and say what? Working experience. That now mean what? Experience. 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 So experience here, we now say is must be more than what? 4 years. You can see now. And also we said that the gender must be equal to what? Equal to female. Gender must be equal to what? Female. So all these are different type of condition. Like the one I also mentioned later, when I say what? Total what? Maybe I say what? Amount. Do you get it now? Greater than what? Greater than 50,000 like this. This is another condition. Do you get it now? Even though maybe I'm putting something like average score, I can say what? Average what? Average score is another condition. Above what? 70. Average score above 70. All these are the different type of the conditional statement. All these statements here, they can return true or false. Because this one can be true and this one can be what? True, it can be false. In case the value of age is what? Is 13. That means the age is not greater than what? 23. That is it. So these are the different type of conditional what? Statement that we also understand it to be. Any statement that can return true or false is a conditional what? Statement. But when you put something like this again, I say what? Maybe uh okay, I say what? 2390, and now say what? Plus what? Plus 100. This one is not a conditional expression. This is what you call arithmetical statement, because this one you go to give us a single value, you cannot return true or false. But moment we have something like this greater than what? Than 400 like this one now go to return true or false, because when system go to evaluate this again, system go to add this together. Do you get now? And if we add it together, expression go to be what? 490 now. So in this case, it will now be greater than what? 400. We say 490 greater than what? 400. That means we're expecting something that can call what? True now. That is why this statement here is a conditional what? Statement. Okay? So in addition what to that again, we must be able to know how to use each of these particular operator to build different type of condition, and these are the condition. But the next operator that go with this one is what we call a logical operator. The logical operator are used to evaluate a complex expression, and logical operator always return true or false value. If you are building a complex expression refer to what? Expression that have more than one conditional statement. If you have more than one conditional statement and we want to evaluate them together, we can use a logical operator to combine them. In some cases, some company will say that they want a condition whereby that the condition A and condition B and condition C, If both of them will evaluate together and return true, that is what they want to do. So if you are going to implement the logical operator, there are three logical operators that are popularly used. One is AND. AND logical operator mean you can use it to compare the two conditional statement. While the not is given the opposite of the statement given, while the or mean you can use it to compare the two conditional statement, but it is either one of the two condition will be true. The and mean both conditional statement must be true before you can say and is true. That is the use of the logical operator. So when we are using logical operator here, we use it in a situation whereby that we want to build the complex condition which also require again logical operator. Do you get it now? So we make example like what? Like this and. This is a double ampersand represent and. This double pipe represent what? Or. While this exclamation represent what? Not. Now, look at some of the condition we have here. These are the single condition. I can come down here now and say that what? Age greater than what? 23. And also say and gender, okay, now equal to what? To female. Good. This is a what? Example of the complex condition here now. Let me say what? Complex what? Condition. Complex conditional statement. That is it now. Simply because the conditional statement involve the two condition here. So if I am going to evaluate this one mean the first condition here must be true and the second condition here must be what? Must be true. If the age is greater than 23 and gender equal to female, that means the statement is what? Is true. That is it. Another example of using conditional complex condition is if you come there and say username in the popular login we use most of our application, you say username is going to be admin, and again we now say password must also be equal to 1 2 3 4 5 6. You can see again this is another complex condition, because you know that most of the time if you are going to log in, our username has to be true while the password must also be true. If the username is true, password is wrong, no, it won't work. So there are some times that you are going to implement some instruction in your web page whereby the owner want the two condition to be true. To evaluate two condition together, that means you are going to need to use the logical and operator. But sometimes we can still use or. Or mean either of these two condition have to be to be true. The same thing like this now. If I'm going to do this one, I'll say or mean is either age greater than 23 or gender equal to female. And this one also mean what? Or. Do you get it now? Or here mean what? You can log in with your password, or you can log in with your username. That is any of the two can work. Now, let me use some sample data to do the dry testing of this. I have this data now, I call it numbers. And next one here I have the name. I have first name. After the first name, and I have gender. Okay, after gender, I have age. So let me put the data for each of this particular section here now. So here now. So in this case again now, okay, so I now put the number as 1. Oh God. Okay, I put this one now. Return back here. I say 1. And the name I use Funke. Age I put 22. Okay, sorry, gender female. Okay, gender female, age 22. The next one record 2 now. I say Balogun, and Balogun here is male and age is 25. Okay, the next one is record 3 I have what? Favor. Favor is what? Female. Favor is what? Female. Okay. And the favor age is what? 24. And we have record 4 again here. That's going to be what? Teju. And Teju is what? Is female. And also the age is what? Is 23. Okay. Also, I also have what? Record 5 here. And record 5 going to be what? Dami. And Dami is what? Is male. Okay. And the age is what? 21. Now, if you look at all this particular one now, if you are going to compare them with the what? With the and operator here now. If I say I'm using this and operator and I'm using what? The or operator, I want to see what will be the what? The output of each of these. This is symbol for and this is symbol for what? For or here now. So what will be the output? If I'm going to evaluate each of them with the what? With the and operator and the operator. Now, if you look at the first one here, gender is equal to female based on what we have here. Let's use and there. I mean, if age greater than 23, okay, is age greater than 23 here? No. As long as the age greater than 23, no. This condition here is false because and mean both conditions must be true. But if you look at the gender, gender is equal to female, which is true. But because the age is not greater than 23, that means this person is what? In the and operator, it is known as what? As false. That is it. But if you look at this one again, the gender is male, which is not equal to female, but the age greater than what? 23, which is true. Because this one is false again, so this one under the and too is what? Is also false. But if you look at the next one here now, which is favor age is what? Female, which is true. But the favor gender is female, which is true. But what about the age for the favor? Is it greater than 23? Which is greater than 23 here now. The favor age greater than 23, true. And the gender is female, true. That means as long as both is true now, this is true for the and. If you now look at Teju here, Teju age is what? Teju gender is female. But if you look at the age, is it greater than 23? Oh, Teju is 23 is not greater than 23. So in that case, that means it is what? False again. That is it. So, and if you look at the last one here now, the age here is 21, which is not greater than 23, and gender is what? Is female, is male, which is not equal to male. So this means is still what? False. At the end of the day, you will notice that what? Only one record satisfies this condition as long as it is true. But if you now look at the or, result might be different because or means if one of these conditions is true, everything is true. So if you are now implementing this one with what? Or here now, is gender equal to female here? Which is this one? Yeah, gender is equal to female. You now say or is age greater than 23? If you look at the age here, it's not greater than 23. But as long as the gender is equal to female, that means as long as what or is concerned, it is what? True. In the second one here again, is the gender equal to female? No. But age greater than what? 23? Yes. As long as the or is concerned, it is what? True. You can see now. If you look at this next one here now for the or, is gender equal to female? Yes. Is age greater than 23? Yes. As long as or is concerned, it is what? True again. If you look at the next one again, is female equal to 23? Yes. So is gender equal to 23? Is gender equal to female? Yes. That's record 4. Peju. Is age greater than 23? No. But since the gender equal to what? Female. and age is not greater than 23, it is still true for this one all here now. But if you now look at the, is the last one, that mean, is the gender equal to female? No, gender is not equal to female because it's male. Is age greater than 23? No. As long as both here is what? Is false. Everything in the all is now what? False. So this one indicate what? How we can be able to use this conditional what? Expression. Because sometimes they will require you to do multiple condition and compare them together. Imagine some company that give a loan out. They will give criteria that for you to collect the loan, your age must be above what? 18 years. Maybe they are giving a student loan. They say age must be above 18 years. And you must have registered being what? In year one. You can see again. So, and maybe your GD, your grade point in school should be above 3.0. So if anybody did not satisfy those three conditions, there's no way they can give the person what? The loan. Even though the person will miss one of the condition, as long as the three is not satisfying, no loan. And that is when the hand operator come into use. So we use this one to be what we call what? A complex work condition. Are you getting it now? So we'll be looking at example of how to implement this logical operator and also what the conditional statement in our next work activity now. So before that again, so that cover everything about the word operator. We are now going to look at what we call conditional word construct here. We use the conditional construct to execute what? A block of statement based on the result of the word of the conditional word expression. Most of the conditional expression we just analyze here, if you are going to implement them in a JavaScript, there is going to be a need for us to use what we call conditional word construct. And the conditional construct consists of a statement like if else and else if statement. These are the statement we use to evaluate this particular word, conditional word statement, so that this one can return true, it can return what? False. For example now, the if else statement is a conditional construct that used to evaluate the specified conditions, just like some of those conditions we already mentioned now. We use this particular statement to evaluate all the specified condition and also perform the action on the basis of the result of that condition. Once you specify a condition, we can use if and else statement to evaluate it. That if a conditional expression is true, the statement that follow the if will be execute. Like for example here now, if I copy this syntax and I also put it on this section here now, talking about conditional construct, conditional construct here now. So if you are using the if, the syntax which is the rule for this if said that if you say if, you must put conditional expression here. And what you mean by conditional expression or conditional statement is is the any expression that can return true or false. So if the conditional expression return true, statement that follow the if here will be execute. That means true. But if the conditional expression here is not return true, it is false, the statement that follow this else here will be execute. That is what? False. Do you get it now? Like for example now, if I'm giving this example here, here now, and this example, I'm now using the one of the simple condition we have here. Do you get now? That age greater than 23. This conditional expression. So I can come down here now and this example and say if, so here now I say if age greater than 23. Do you get it now? So what did I want system to do? Maybe I can say qualify to take loan. I can now write a statement that go to say okay, write okay, maybe qualify to take loan. That is it. In this case, it is only one condition that is being specified to take loan. Age must be greater than 23. But maybe, and this is going to be something like a document dot right now. Can you see? But if you now come down here again, maybe the age is not above 23. Do you get it now? What do you want system H to tell us? You can now say sorry. You can say sorry. Okay. You can, sorry, you cannot take loan. You cannot take what loan. You can see now. So these are the is way we use conditional expression like if statement here. This if statement is used to evaluate this simple condition here. Do you get now? But what of if it is a two condition we want to use here? Example of what? Loan what? Loan criteria. Criteria now. That's it. So what if you want to use a complex condition? It means for anybody to take loan, there may be two different work condition for them. In this case again, I can put another example here now. If statement. So I can now say, well, first condition, your age must be greater than 23. I will now say and okay, uh, and GDP, grade point in school, okay, GPA, J point in school must be greater than equal to 3.0. Can you see? You can see these two conditions. For anybody that is going to take the loan for scholarship, their age must be greater than 23 and their GDP must be what? Greater than 3.0. Once the GDP is not greater than this and the age is not this, they cannot take the loan. This is another condition. So this one is a very simple condition to take the loan. But this one is now making conditions to take the loan much more challenging. And this is how these two statements can be used in what? When we are building what we call what? A conditional statement. Let me give us one more example of this again before you now write a code to implement it. I'm using something like what? Maybe for the login again here. And I say another example. This is going to be what? Login what? Authentication now. Somebody is going to log in. The condition is going to be something like this. The username for the person must be what? Maybe admin at what? At you. That's the first condition. And after that again, we now say that what? The password you are going to use again. That's second condition. Password must also be equal to what? 123 hash what? 123 hash what? 456. And that's the second work condition. So if you are going to log in into this application, you must supply this as a password, sorry, as a username. You must also supply this as what? Password. Then you can see a message that I'm going to say, well, welcome to, maybe welcome to what? To loan war. Okay, welcome to loan war application. You can see now, welcome to loan application. That is a login. Maybe if the login is no one, you can say, oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. That's going to be what? Your login what? Details is invalid. That is it. So all this one you go to implement using what you call the loan war application. You get now? That's the third example again. And another example again is going to be something like this again. Another example I'm going to use is going to be what? Example 3 again. It's going to be another one here. Maybe now I'm trying to what? Determine the student grade. I want to determine the student grade again. So I can use this example using another simple condition. Do you get now? Maybe this time around now, I say this is going to be what? Average score. And for the average score now, this is going to be what? Example of what? Scholarship what? Criteria now. So scholarship what? Scholarship test what? Criteria. So average score for that scholarship test must be greater than what? 70. Can you see now? Must be greater than 70, or let's say greater than equal to 70 now. So you can say what? Scholarship granted. Qualified to take what? Scholarship. That is qualified to take what? Scholarship. That is it. Sorry, you cannot take scholarship. Can see again. So that means the criteria here is just to what? To make sure what? A scholarship is granted, a scholarship is not what? Granted. So these are the different way we can be using the if statement here to build different type of conditional statement. So the next thing we are going to do now is we are now going to design the page to implement one or two of these particular criteria so that you can see how JavaScript is going to work to be used for it again. And then I'm going to